Welcome back, everybody. It's a brand new episode of 5 Minute Majors. I'm your host, Derek Harper. Let's dive right into it. The news that everybody was kind of seeing and sort of speculating a little bit has been official now. The Penticton Vs of the BCHL will be entering the WHL next season as an expansion franchise. The owners will look to move the current Junior A BCHL franchise somewhere, so a lot of fans are wondering where. A lot of speculation there. Idaho Falls is one that comes to mind for me. The Idaho Falls Spud Kings are currently calling that arena home, but it's big enough for a Junior A team. Um, the Spud Kings are in the USPHL, so real low-level Junior A in an independent circuit. We'll see what happens. If Idaho Falls is ever considered, they would be the first BCHL team in the state since the Wenatchee. So in about if they get there next season or season after that, it'd be about 3 or 4 years uh, there by the time things get settled, probably. But we'll see what happens. The Chilliwack Chiefs, they will continue to play this season and next season in the BCHL, but then the WHL will return, keyword return to Chilliwack. No ownership is announced yet. We're not sure if the Chiefs would relocate or fold, but that's what it's looking like right now. It's seeming that they would fold. There's no owner for the WHL team there. There has been a rumor, it's strictly a rumor, that the Canucks owner is very interested in having a WHL team in Chilliwack. We'll see if that's what comes to fruition there. But we'll have two new great regional rivalries there with the Penticton Vs and Kelowna Rockets. And Penticton had to pay out a ton of money to Kelowna for territorial rights since they were in their territory, but in the BCHL. The same thing goes for Chilliwack with the Vancouver Giants. He might be going Vancouver. That's far. Well, here's the thing. The Vancouver Giants actually play in the Fraser Valley in Langley, British Columbia. So we saw a similar thing happen when the Giants moved there. The Langley Rivermen had to move to a smaller building in town, and but they were able to stay. It will be a very packed Fraser Valley with the AHL's Abbotsford Canucks also in the valley. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, the WHL will eventually hit 24 teams by the 2026-2027 season. So they will continue to lead the CHL in number of teams as the QMJHL has 18 and the OHL with 20. Right now, the WHL has 22. So the WHL website and my story at juniorhockey.io has more news on that with the exact details. But we'll go into the final CHL power rankings and possibly more. So the London Knights, they're still at the 2 spot with Moncton at 1 for the QMJHL. I think it's pretty clear that Moncton's going to win the Quebec League with fellow QMJHL and this year's Memorial Cup host, the Rimouski Oceanic, checking in at 4. We'll see if maybe Rimouski, with how powerful they are, win the Q, or if they win the Memorial Cup since they're hosting. It'll be interesting. It should be noted if a team wins, if the host team wins their league, the runner-up gets in. So we'll see what happens there. But that's how that shakes out. London Knights at the 2 spot, Brantford at 7, Kitchener at 8, and the Windsor Spitfires, which you should know from a few years ago, winning the Memorial Cup on their home ice at 10. The WHL and the Medicine Hat Tigers, they're at 3. Everett checked in at 5. Spokane Chiefs at 6, and the Calgary Hitmen at 9. This is not included in my story, but all of the WHL playoff matchups are set. We'll dive into that next week as playoffs get going here in the next couple of days. But it should be an exciting series. One I have my eye on. Don't expect either team to make a super deep run, but Portland and Prince George will be facing off in the first round. That's a series. It's a 4-5, obviously, but that's a series that I see honestly going either way. The Winterhawks have had a tendency to ruin Prince George's season before. So, despite Prince George having home ice in this series, if the Winterhawks can maybe get off to a fast start, I could easily see them taking the series, but they'll need to win at least a couple of games on Prince George's ice. We'll see how that goes, but I think that could be a real entertaining series. Obviously, the Chiefs and the Silver Tips are to watch too, but that's kind of my series in the first round that I'd like to watch because just how competitive it's going to be. I'm sure all the other matchups will be too, but if I told you guys to watch one, that is it. Prince Albert Raiders, WHL goaltender of the week, Max Hildebrand. Congratulations to him. Tri-City making the news once again this season as defenseman Jackson Smith was the this week's WHL Player of the Week, and the Rookie of the Week, Jackson Jacobson, a forward for the Brandon Wheat Kings. You can find all the details of those players and what they did at juniorhockey.io and click on or tap 5 Minute Major. I'll see you next episode when I'll dive into all the playoff action and maybe any upsets or if any of my predictions are changing.